Mediation. It's often confused with arbitration, conciliation, facilitation, or any number of terms. This video explains what it is and what it is not. Mediation in general is an age-old concept whereby two or more parties resolve their conflict through a neutral third party, who does not take a position on the substance of the issues causing the conflict nor on the sides of the parties in dispute. Historians believe the origins of mediation date back to ancient Mesopotamia in what is now the Middle East. The first recorded use of the word mediation occurs in the 1300s. It ultimately derives from the Latin verb mediare, meaning to be in the middle or to intercede. The modern day definition of mediation has come to mean when an organization, university, government agency, and sometimes an employer retains a third party to listen to their problems and help them work out their issues. A mediator does not tell parties how to resolve the problem, but by using a series of tools, steps, techniques, and processes, works to help them uncover some of the underlying causes of the conflict. A mediator then works with the parties to try and narrow the number and scope of conflicting issues. Mediation is used in a variety of dispute or conflict situations using an assortment of techniques. Simply put, mediators convene a meeting and invite parties in conflict to attend. The meeting space, or virtual meeting space, is designated as a safe space and is generally set up so that the parties can easily speak to both the mediator and each other. The mediator begins the meeting by providing opening statements. They explain the mediation process, what it's going to look like, and some of the things they're going to say. The mediator explains that there are norms, expectations, and rules that they are bound by as a neutral third party and shares what those are. The mediator then talks about the parties working together in the same room, known as joint session, and meeting separately in what is known as separate session or private caucus. The mediator explains that they will do as much work as possible in joint session, but if they need to go a bit deeper, they will separate, and one party will meet with the mediator in another room or virtual breakout room. These separate meetings are confidential, and the mediator is not allowed to share anything said during private caucus unless they receive permission from the party to do so. The purpose of this is to explore underlying problems, discern interests, concerns, and needs, and for the mediator to probe for middle ground. The mediator then likewise meets with the other side, and as a result of this form of shuttle diplomacy, the mediator comes into possession of hidden and underlying interests on both sides, as well as possible areas for compromise that could be achieved even if the parties are not able to discuss those with the other side because of conflict. When the mediator becomes aware that the potential for middle ground might exist, this is the time to start thinking about designing a process to eventually bring those parties back together to share what that middle ground might be. Sidebars are another tool in the mediator's kit which may be used if needed. Sidebars may occur at a critical juncture in large group negotiations, such as collective bargaining, where the lead negotiators from both sides meet privately with the mediator. In Sidebar, if the lead negotiators can tentatively agree on something, they return to the larger negotiating group to try and bring them on board. When parties are at odds over a difficult issue, the mediator shines a light on the future and shows them what life or business might look like if they continue on their present course of mutually assured destruction. Mediators take the parties out of the moment in which they may be trapped through history, anger, and an unbending commitment to their own positions, and help them visualize a universe where the conflict is resolved. The mediator creates an opportunity for the parties' release from their inflexible ways of thinking by bringing them to a place that expands their ability to make sound and productive decisions. Once they see a positive future, the mediator helps them to figure out how to get to such a place. Through an informal exchange of ideas, concepts, and proposals, the parties arrive at something they can live with. It may not be a perfect or even a reasonably good solution. It just has to be good enough to encourage the parties to step away from a conflict posture and reach agreement on an idea. Ideas that may not be ideal, but are at least better than continuing to live in conflict.